Well, I'm pleasantly surprised. The new Beverly Hills movie is amazing. You could say Eddie Murphy is experiencing some kind of renaissance like Keanu Reeves. Well, not quite. His record has not been as consistent as with John Wick movies, but we're no longer in the depths that we achieved with pieces like Meet Dave.
Otherwise, I would have came up with a different idea. I told you it was a bad idea.
The most impressive thing with this entry is that it doesn't try too hard to play catch up. The trailers gave the impression that they would comment constantly on modern day media and culture, but it makes it a simple background element. A huge problem with revived franchises is that they often view the character through the context of the modern day, specifically through the time gap between the current and the last installment. In Star Wars, it seems like Han Solo hasn't done anything since the original movies. They often don't evolve, their lives have not changed, and worse so, the characters are often contextualized as having been in a bubble and are just now exposed to the modern day. It might make sense in a story with time travel, but often the characters being out of the loop is taken too far. The last movie was long ago, but that doesn't mean the character needed to stop there. It is not the case here. Axel has lived a life since then. He married, divorced, and knows the in and out of modern life. There is a disparity between Detroit and Beverly Hills, but it's glanced over pretty quickly and the plot is allowed to move forward. Speaking of which, halfway through the movie, I was surprised at how much I was engrossed by the events. The details are not what is so important, it's more so the structure. The plot is the classic corrupted cops and drug peddling. The movie has protagonists that grow to like each other, and it possesses setups and payoffs. They were subtle too and not expected. Another thing I liked about Foley is how the original movie pushed him as a strong masculine character and still does. He wasn't afraid to go where he needed and did not trust authority easily. He would see through the lies of status and rank to make sure justice was dealt. It's baffling that he isn't a more prominent character in fiction, along the like of Dutch in Predator. I don't want to go into politics, but it would have been easy to make him a useless whelp, but he still stands strong. He also patches his relationship with his daughter, and she survives in part due to his teachings. All the characters shine in a way or another, and despite the 80s movie vibe, there's a certain gradient to them. Not everyone is black or white, and every character has some nuance without falling into the trap of moral relativism. Foley's daughter is a defense lawyer that bails out criminals. Her ex-boyfriend is a stickler for the rules, but he is well-meaning. The villain is a corrupt cop that is obvious the second you see the actor who plays him, but he used to be on the good side but was treated like garbage by the system for all his efforts, and he was almost left crippled. He gets what he deserved. He's not excused for his evil actions, which is refreshing in the landscape of redeemable villains and moral relativity that we experience right now. The action, as sparse as it was, wasn't bad. The helicopter scene is a standout, and I appreciate the effort of such a scenario. It looked practical for the most part, and really raised the stakes. It's been a while since I've seen such imaginative scenarios that weren't just a green screen hellscape. I would also like to mention that during the shootouts, everybody gets it. I honestly really recommend this movie. It harkened back to a better time in cinema that we hardly get nowadays. It's definitely going in the pile of recommendations with all those Jason Statham movies.